Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I feed my family with the colored greens, organic colored greens that I grow every year with from seeds. So I'm going to show you everything from the scratch. So make sure you watch it to the end because I'll share some tips that you need to know as well. So in this particular Ziploc bag, I have some colored green seeds that I harvested from last year planting, and I'm going to leave the video of how I harvested these colored greens in the description box below. Make sure you check it out so you know how you can save tons of money by saving your own seeds for next year planting. So in these pots are colored green seeds, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna break these seeds open, break the pots open so that I can get the seeds out. The seeds are very tiny. Here, I don't know if you can see it, I had to bring the camera very close because the seeds are very tiny. So yes, this is what they look like. To plant my colored green seeds, I'll be using some garden soil, which has a lot of nutrients in it, and I'm using some goat manure as well. And I have my trowel here, which I'm using to dig my hole. You want to do the same for yours, and then I'm going to add my garden soil, and then I'm going to add my goat manure, and then I'm going to mix it together because they need each other for the plant to grow, for your collard green to grow very well and do well. And then I'm going to put my seeds here in my hole. You want to put about 4 seeds in each hole because you don't want them to be crowded. And then you cover up the hole with some soil, with your soil. And then you want to put a stick beside it so that you can water it before they grow out, because you have to water it at least 4 times every week. Otherwise, they will die. Okay, so yeah, after 6 weeks, this is what my colored green looks like. From the little seeds, those tiny seeds that you saw, this is what they now look like after 6 weeks. So you can see that I have my container ready and my knife ready to harvest it. If you leave it longer, the stem is going to be thicker, and I like harvesting it around this time. About 6 weeks to 7 weeks is fine because you want that time. By this time you want the stem to be still very tender. Okay, if you leave it for a long time, the stem is going to be a little bit harder. This is my second stand, and this is my third stand. Okay, so I'm gonna harvest about 5 stands or 6 stands of colored greens because I planted it in different places. So I just wanted to take you guys closer so that you can see how beautiful they are and very healthy. I always leave one stand like this for it to mature and bear flowers like this and then produce fruits. Seeds, so that I can harvest them and keep them aside for next year planting. You can see I'm preserving this particular stem. I'm not going to cut it because I want it to produce seeds for next year planting. So don't touch one stem. Leave it so that it can bear seeds for you to plant next year. Okay, so let's go right into harvesting our colored greens. You can see that for this colored green, I am cutting it like this because for this one, the stem is very hard. So I don't want to cut it. I don't want the stem. I don't want to eat the stem with it because it's very hard. So that's why I'm harvesting just the leaves, then leaving it like that to grow out again. So this is the first time I'm going to that I'm harvesting. So I had some kale that matured at the same time that I was harvesting this colored green. So I thought it wise to, cut this kale too so I can, add it to the colored green since it wasn't much. Instead of leaving it like this, you know, it's very important that you water your garden, water your collard green, especially after you cut it because they need a lot of water to grow back. So like I said, 4 times a week is good. So here we are in the kitchen. We harvested a lot of collard greens, and I would like to know in the comment section what kind of recipe that you use your collard green for. I like to learn too. So let me know in the comment section below. And I'm washing my collard greens. You can see I am going to wash it about 3 to 4 times so that I'm sure that they are very clean. For these stems, this one are a little bit hard, so I'm going to plant them back in the garden. These few stems that I'm cutting out, I'm going to plant them right back in the garden, and that way they keep on multiplying. So after washing it for about 3 to 4 times, my collard green is clean now. And the next step is for me to use a cutting board to cut it. And of course, you need a knife. You want to be careful with your knife. And I like cutting my vegetables into smaller pieces like you've seen here. And I'm putting it into a Ziploc bag. And listen, you want to make sure that you label your Ziploc bag and write collard green on it so that you know which is which. Like if you're like me, you have a lot of vegetables in your freezer. You want to label it. Okay, so this is the second batch of my collard green, and you can see the container beside me there. Here is filled with my collard green. So I'm gonna cut everything and put it right into the put it in the Ziploc bag, and I'm going to keep some for cooking. So let's jump right into the cooking. Here I have some onions. This is half onion that I used. I'm cutting it into small portions like this. And over here I have my habanero pepper. If you want to see how I harvested my habanero pepper, I'll leave it in the description box below. And I'm also going to leave my homemade garlic ginger paste in the description box below. This is it, so you can check it out. And this is the collard green that we just finished cutting. See how fresh, how green it is. Like I said, you have to label yours, but I'm going to use some of it for cooking. So here I have my smoked catfish steak. Smoked catfish steak. Okay, you can use any fish of your choice. I'm washing my catfish, my smoked catfish, and I'm placing it in my pot. I'm gonna, just bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes because it's already cooked. No, it's already smoked. Yeah, so just cook it for about 5 minutes and then set it aside for later use. So I heated up my oil, palm oil. You can use olive oil, and then I'm putting my chopped onions and my habanero pepper in here to fry it. And my ginger garlic paste, I'm adding it right in here to give it a good flavor, and of course it's very healthy. And I'm stirring it to make sure everything is mixed well. If you want to see how I harvested these habanero peppers, check it out in the description box below. I am still using the one that I harvested since last year. Here I am adding my fish stock here to make sure that it starts cooking, and I throw in a little bit of stockfish bits, just a little bit, and I'm stirring it to make sure everything is mixed well. If you want to see how I made my ginger garlic paste, check it out in the description box below. I'm adding 1 nut cube for taste, and I'm throwing in my catfish, of course, already cooked, and then I'm gonna bring it to a boil like this. And of course I had blanched my vegetable, my collard green. I drank the water. I like blanching it with salt so that this way it stays very fresh. And at this point, and I'm going to remove it from the stove because I don't want it cooked. I don't want it cooked. Like, I want it very fresh. Yeah, so I'm going to stir it here, not on the stove. Remember, you remove your pot from the stove, from the heat. So stir it to make sure your vegetables are fully mixed, are well mixed. And then that's it. You see how good it looks? I'm going to enjoy mine with some brown rice. Brown rice is a better option than white rice. Yep. So let me know in the comment section below what you combine your vegetable soup with, or how you eat your collard greens. See how good it looks? It looks really, really good. So I'm going to keep it on the table, and guess what is gonna happen? Let's see. Yep, my daughter had to test it. And guess what? They said it tasted really good. It's good. They enjoyed it. This is how I feed my family, with collard green every year, year in, year out. Give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.